Stop talking, because every time you rush to explain yourself, you lose leverage. Every time you reply instantly, you lower your perceived value. And every time you react emotionally, you hand control to someone else. The strongest person in the room isn't the loudest, it's the one who knows when to say nothing. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why silence isn't weakness, it's dominance. There is a weapon more powerful than aggression, more powerful than charm. It's more powerful than money. Kings used it, CEOs use it, the most respected person in any room uses it. And the scary part? Most people will go their entire lives without mastering it. They'll keep replying instantly, keep explaining themselves, keep chasing validation, keep giving attention to people who barely remember their name. And if you click away right now, you might stay stuck in that same cycle. But if you stay, you'll learn the art of silence, the psychology of absence, or the brutal power of ignoring. And once you understand this, you will never look at relationships, respect, or your own value the same way again. Chapter 1. The moment I realized I was replaceable. When I was younger, I thought being dependable meant being respected. I believed loyalty automatically earned value. I believed showing up instantly meant people would appreciate me more. But I learned something painful. The more accessible I became, the less significant I seemed. People didn't treat me badly because they were cruel. They treated me casually because I was predictable, always responding, always available, always there. And predictability, in social psychology, lowers perceived importance. Scarcity increases value. Certainty reduces urgency. When someone knows you'll always answer, always forgive, always stay, they subconsciously relax. And relaxed people stop trying. That's when I realized something powerful. Respect is not given to the most available person in the room. It's given to the person whose presence feels earned. That realization changed how I interacted with everyone. Chapter 2. Why humans obsess over what pulls away. Let's break this down scientifically. The human brain is wired to chase uncertainty. Uncertainty triggers curiosity. Curiosity triggers obsession. Obsession creates emotional investment. Think about the person who doesn't overshare. The one who doesn't immediately respond. The one who doesn't seek reassurance. They linger in your mind. Why? Because your brain hates unfinished loops. When someone withdraws slightly, your mind fills in the gaps. And what are they thinking? Did I do something wrong? Why are they distant? Your brain starts working overtime, and whoever controls your thoughts controls the dynamic. Silence creates psychological tension, and tension creates value. The more you understand this, the more you realize attention is currency, and the person who controls attention controls influence. Chapter 3. Ignoring is emotional self-defense. Ignoring is misunderstood. People think it's immature. They think it's manipulative. But true strategic silence is emotional self-defense. Every time you react impulsively, you give someone leverage. Every time you explain yourself unnecessarily, you lower your authority. Every time you respond to provocation, you validate disrespect. Silence, when used properly, sends a message. I am not easily moved, and stability is intimidating. Now, emotional control is rare. In a world where everyone is reacting, venting, posting, arguing, the calm person stands out, and that calm person holds power. You don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to respond to every comment. You don't need to defend yourself against every accusation. Sometimes, the strongest reply is absence. Chapter 4. Cold silence versus calculated distance. There are levels to this. Cold silence is total disengagement. You remove access, no arguments, no explanations, no emotional leftovers. This is for people who repeatedly disrespect boundaries. But calculated distance is more refined. You don't disappear completely. You just stop over-investing. You slow down responses. You reduce emotional depth. You limit accessibility. You become measured. And here's the rule: never give more energy than you receive. Reciprocity governs healthy dynamics. When you overextend, you destabilize the balance. Pull back slightly. Observe. You'll notice something fascinating. People adjust. They lean forward. They become more attentive. Because suddenly, your attention isn't guaranteed. And guaranteed attention loses value. Chapter 5. The addictive nature of unpredictability. Casinos don't win because they're loud. They win because they're unpredictable. Intermittent rewards are addictive. The brain releases dopamine not from consistency, but from surprise. When attention is predictable, it becomes background noise. When attention is selective, it becomes desirable. This doesn't mean you manipulate people. It means you understand psychology. If you're constantly available, and your presence blends into the environment, but if your availability depends on alignment, respect, and reciprocity, you become intentional. Intentional people are rare, and rarity increases perceived value. Mystery amplifies influence, not because you're playing games, but because you're no longer easy to decode, and humans are naturally drawn to what they can't fully predict. Chapter 6. Mastering the internal urge to react. The hardest part isn't ignoring others, it's controlling yourself. Your ego wants to respond. Your insecurity wants reassurance. Your fear wants clarity. But emotional strength is built in silence. When you resist reacting, you strengthen discipline. When you tolerate uncertainty, you build confidence. When you don't chase, you reclaim dignity. True confidence isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need validation. It operates quietly. And it trusts that if someone walks away because you stopped overextending, they were never aligned with you in the first place. Restraint is power. Impulse is weakness. And every time you choose silence over reaction, you reinforce strength. Chapter 7. Build a life that doesn't revolve around responses. Silence only works if it's backed by substance. You cannot fake being unavailable. You must become engaged in something greater. Focus on physical strength. Develop intellectual depth. On increase financial independence. Strengthen emotional stability. When your life is expanding, you don't chase trivial interactions. You become busy with growth. Your time becomes structured. Your energy becomes selective. And the most powerful shift happens naturally. You don't ignore people to gain power. You ignore distractions because you value momentum. That's different. And people can feel the difference. Purpose creates presence. And presence commands respect. Chapter 8. The fear of losing control. Why are you afraid to ignore certain people? Because you're afraid of losing them. But here's the truth. If silence makes someone disappear, their attachment was conditional. And conditional attachment is fragile. The people who are meant to stay will respect your boundaries. The ones who leave were benefiting from your overextension. Let them go. Distance exposes intentions. When you withdraw access, and you see who reaches back with effort, and who disappears when effort is required. That clarity is invaluable. Fear fades when self-respect rises. Chapter 9. The psychological shift after detachment. At first, detachment feels uncomfortable. You'll question yourself. You'll doubt your decision. You'll want closure. But stay steady. Because once the emotional noise settles, you experience something rare. Peace. No more overthinking. No more emotional chasing. No more constant monitoring. Just stillness. And in that stillness, you rediscover autonomy. You realize you don't need universal approval. You need internal alignment. Freedom is quiet. And quiet people are underestimated until they aren't. Chapter 10. The presence of a person who doesn't need approval. The most powerful individuals in any room share one trait. They don't react impulsively. They don't scramble for attention. They don't over-explain. They observe. They respond selectively. They speak when necessary. And they remain silent when appropriate. That balance is rare, and rarity attracts respect. The loudest statement you'll ever make is the one you don't verbalize. Silence forces others to interpret. Interpretation builds intrigue. Intrigue builds influence, and influence reshapes dynamics. You don't demand respect, you embody it. Final decision, the path you choose. You can continue overgiving, over-explaining, over-chasing, or you can shift. Right now, protect your peace, limit access, value your time, and let silence recalibrate the way people interact with you. Your boundaries define your reality. Your reactions define your authority, and your silence defines your strength. Remember this: power is not noisy, it's composed, it's steady, it's intentional. And when you master the art of ignoring, you don't lose people, you filter them. This is Dark Mind 999, and the strongest move you'll ever make is the one you don't announce,